kilalanin natin ang official, new and improved complete lineup ng Nlex Road Warriors para sa Pba 50th o Filipino Cup. Point guards, Robert Bolick, team captain, star player, 6'1", 178 pounds, 30 years old, 19.2 points, 6.5 rebounds, 6.6 assists, 1.2 steals, 29% 3-point shooter, 85% free throw shooter in his Pba 49th Philippine Cup averages. Baser Amer, 6 feet, 170 pounds, 33 years old, 3.3 points, 0.6 rebounds, 2 assists, 66% 3-point shooter, 3 games played in his Pba 49th Philippine Cup averages. LJ Gonzalez, new player via Pba 5th draft pick, 5'11", 158 pounds, 28 years old, 10.5 points, 5.6 rebounds, 3.9 assists, 1.9 steals, 30% 3-point shooter, 66% free throw shooter in his ongoing 2025 MPBL 7th season averages. Judel Fuentes, new player via Pba 40th draft pick, 5'10", 198 pounds, 26 years old, 12.9 points, 3.4 rebounds, 2 assists, 37% 3-point shooter, 93% free throw shooter in his ongoing 2025 MPBL 7th season averages. Mark Ramirez, new player via Pba 59th draft pick, 5'11", 182 pounds, 25 years old, 21.5 points, 5 rebounds, 2.8 assists, 41% 3-point shooter, 85% free throw shooter in his 2023 Asia Basket Championship averages. Shooting guards, Kevin Alas, veteran star, 6'1", 175 pounds, 34 years old, 7.1 points, 1.7 rebounds, 1.8 assists, 46% 3-point shooter, 60% free throw shooter in his Pba 49th Philippine Cup averages. Cyrus Torres, rising star, 6 feet, 200 pounds, 23 years old, 12.6 points, 1.6 rebounds, 1.3 assists, 50% 3-point shooter, 68% free throw shooter in his Pba 49th Philippine Cup averages. Dominic Fajardo, 6 feet, 220 pounds, 32 years old, 5.5 points, 3.2 rebounds, 1.2 assists, 67 field goal percentage, 34% free throw shooter in his Pba 49th Philippine Cup averages. Matt Nieto, 6'1", 160 pounds, 28 years old, 3.2 points, 2.3 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 15% 3-point shooter, 64% free throw shooter in his Pba 49th Philippine Cup averages. John Galinato, new player via Pba 69th draft pick, 5'11", 190 pounds, 26 years old, 6.1 points, 1.5 rebounds, 1.3 assists, 41% 3-point shooter, 80% free throw shooter in his ongoing MPBL 7th season averages. Small forwards, JV Mocon, 6'3", 189 pounds, 30 years old, 11.4 points, 7.7 rebounds, 2.6 assists, 26% 3-point shooter, 61% 3-point shooter in his Pba 49th Philippine Cup averages. Robbie Herndon, 6'3", 180 pounds, 32 years old, 6.1 points, 3.1 rebounds, 0.7 assists, 36% 3-point shooter, 66% free throw shooter in his Pba 49th Philippine Cup averages. Enoch Valdez, 6'2", 178 pounds, 25 years old, 4.1 points, 2.7 rebounds, 0.2 steals, 66% 3-point shooter, 50% free throw shooter in his Pba 49th Philippine Cup averages. Richie Roger, 6'2", 211 pounds, 28 years old, 1.7 points, 1.7 rebounds, 0.5 assists, 14% 3-point shooter, 4 games played in his PBA 49th Philippine Cup averages. Benedictos, new player via PBA 51st draft pick, 6'2", 180 pounds, 29 years old, 4.5 points, 1.8 rebounds, 0.9 assists, 29% 3-point shooter, 53% free throw shooter in his ongoing MPBL 7th season averages. Power forwards, JB Baguio, rising star, 6'5", 200 pounds, 27 years old, 10.5 points, 7.7 rebounds, 2.6 assists, 52 field goal percentage, 63% 3-point shooter in his PBA 49th Philippine Cup averages. Anthony Semerad, 6'4", 220 pounds, 34 years old, 7.4 points, 3.6 rebounds, 0.9 assists, 37% 3-point shooter, 75% free throw shooter in his PBA 49th Philippine Cup averages. Jonel Policarpio, sophomore, 6'5", 194 pounds, 23 years old, 5.4 points, 2.2 rebounds, 1.4 assists, 42 field goal percentage, 38% free throw shooter in his PBA 49th Philippine Cup averages. Arvin Gamboa, new player via PBA 17th draft pick, 6'4", 195 pounds, 27 years old, 5.9 points, 4.8 rebounds, 1.4 assists, 21% 3-point shooter, 57% free throw shooter in his ongoing 2025 MPBL 7th season averages. AJ Madrigal, new player via PBA 65th draft pick, 6'3", 187 pounds, 26 years old, 3.1 points, 1.8 rebounds, 1 assist, 25% 3-point shooter, 66% free throw shooter in his 2024 MPBL 6th season averages. Centers, Brandon Ramirez, rising star, 6'5", 240 pounds, 27 years old, 10.1 points, 4.7 rebounds, 0.6 assists, 26% 3-point shooter, 54% free throw shooter in his PBA 49th Philippine Cup averages. Mike Miranda, 6'6", 210 pounds, 35 years old, 5.7 points, 2.2 rebounds, 0.2 blocks, 30% 3-point shooter, 100% free throw shooter in his PBA 49th Philippine Cup averages. Dave Marcelo, 6'5", 223 pounds, 36 years old, 1.2 points, 2 rebounds, 0.5 assists, 45 field goal percentage, 33% free throw shooter in his PBA 49 Commissioner's Cup averages. Jake Pascual, 6'4", 200 pounds, 37 years old, 1.5 points, 1.5 rebounds, 0.5 assists, 42 field goal percentage, 50% free throw shooter in his PBA 49 Commissioner's Cup averages. Jan Capulong, new player via PBA 29th draft pick, 6'6", 225 pounds, 25 years old, 9 points, 6.5 rebounds, 1.2 assists, 55% 3-point shooter, 58% free throw shooter in his ongoing MPBL 7th season averages. Ito ang official, new and improved complete lineup ng Nlex Road Warriors this Pba 50th All-Filipino Cup. Sa tingin nyo mga kababos, mas lumakas ba ang bagong lineup ng Nlex ngayong Pba 50th season? I-comment nyo na po yan sa baba.